Hello, everybody. I can't tell if anyone is in the chat yet, and I'm also trying to view from Facebook. I have multiple monitors here, so I don't know if anyone is here yet, but if you can hear and see me, please let me know and put it in chat if you come in because I have this mic here. My computer's been acting wonky, and I decided to do a live tonight. I've been wanting for a long time to do regular lives, and I'm thinking Wednesday nights maybe the night for me to do um, those live. So I wanted to start off with something, in the garden, and I'll be trying to think of something to discuss every week. My schedule gets so hectic, but it seems like I try not to interrupt with other people's lives. So I decided to go ahead and try to start doing a live. I think I'm going to try to do them on Wednesday evenings. um, and I hope I'm just going to log in to YouTube. I have my phone on I have my phone on whatchamacallit doo on silent, so hopefully I don't get an echo. Oh no. Okay, so no one's here yet, but that's okay. I just want to be able to see it. So if you're going to watch the replay, I hope you do watch the replay. I want to thank everybody who's been, wishing me well and asking me how I'm doing with my knee. My knee is doing a lot better. I just started physical therapy yesterday for my knee, and right now my doctor doesn't have me driving into work until that gets better, and that seems to be helping. Just the first physical therapy session I had yesterday seems to be doing a lot better. So I'm making sure I'm using the therapy, the things they told me to use yesterday. I'm supposed to do it twice a day. So when I get in bed tonight, I'll be doing some more of the activity they told me to do for my knee. So it's been a weird summer with me having a major surgery like this, and I have chickens and I have a garden, and it's just been a crazy, wonky kind of summer. So I thought, because I actually my garden is doing pretty good since I put the drip system in. This is my first year having a drip system. I've been gardening since 2019, and I never wanted to put a drip system in because I always wanted to go out every day and check my garden. But with my knee and everything that was going on, I knew it wasn't going to be possible. And right now, this has been one of the hottest summers that we've had, hottest Julys that we've had in a long time. Starting tomorrow, we're going to be at 100 degrees. Then Friday is going to be 104. And then Saturday, it's going to be like 102. And then Monday, 100. And I think Tuesday, 100. And then it's going to go down to like 98, 99. And while I'm on this live, let me check my temperatures. Right now it is 7:04 in the evening in Southern California, and it said 91. It just dropped to 88. And the sun is supposed to set at 7:50 p.m. But now that I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the 15-day forecast on my phone here. So let's see. So actually it's saying tomorrow is 99, basically 100. Friday 102, Saturday 103, Sunday 101, Monday 100 degrees, Tuesday 99, Wednesday 97, Thursday 96, 95. And then hopefully by August 11th, August 10th, it will get down to 93. So it's staying in the mid to high 90s to 100. And when it gets below 95, I turn off the air conditioner to save me on my bill. But I told my mom, I said, yeah, we're gonna leave the air conditioner on. So let me go ahead and get into what I wanted to discuss today. So hopefully people will come in. If not, hey, this will be a live and you guys can watch the replay. And yeah, and you can see what I was trying to discuss today. So I put the title as 10 things you would do differently in your summer garden, but it's not just about the summer garden. It could be things you would have did differently to prepare for your summer garden, or things you wanted to plant, or things you wanted to move around. And I got up to 11, and after I made this list, I was thinking of other stuff. So let's start with number 1. So this idea, you guys know I love the New Orleans Gardener. I love Homestead Heart. I love Callie Kim because she's here in California. Hi, Rob. How you doing? Just getting started. And Miss Linda, Homestead Heart, and Callie Kim, they always have a lot of tricks or a lot of hints, or, to help you do stuff in the garden. So one thing I noticed Callie Kim does is that she attaches shade cloths somewhere to all of her garden beds. Like she has trellises, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to need to buy more shade cloth, more trellising, not the cattle panel, but just more. Hey, Mike, more trellising and more garden clips. So on one of her gardens, she has this trellis and she has shade cloth hooked to it. Techniques. Thank you, Rob. And she just takes it, unclips it, and puts it over the garden bed. And I was like, that was such a neat idea. So once the weather kind of cools down and I really get back into work and collecting regular paychecks, I'm going to order me some shade cloth. I thought that was a really good idea, especially this summer, 100 degrees. And you said just water. It's still 86 in the shade. It is 88 here. At first, when I just checked my temps, and it said 91, Mike, and then all of a sudden it switched to 88. But it's still hot. It's ridiculous, and the sun is still out. Like it's like daytime. So I know it's dark at you guys' house, but it's still daytime out here in Cali. It's 7:08. So that was one thing. Getting more shade cloth, getting more things to protect our plants from the summer heat. Very, very important. So that's one thing that I would do. Next thing, and I thought I was prepared and had an extra hose. Have an extra water hose or hose reel waiting. Mine just went out. Today's Wednesday, came out Monday or Tuesday, and I'm pulling the hose reel. It pulled out. Man, the water was barely coming out, and I didn't want to turn the nozzle off. And as soon as I turned the nozzle off, the water just stopped working. And that I wore that hose reel out. Like it wasn't the hose reel fault. It's I am hard on my toys. I am hard on them. Man, I tore that thing up. So I actually broke down and ordered me another one, and it should be delivered sometime tomorrow. I could have went to Home Depot, and I said this in a video that I posted earlier today. Was it today? It was today. I think I called it Turning Lemons into Lemonade. I could have went to Home Depot and got a regular water hose, but then I thought about it and I'm like, it is really too hot for me to be going out there, yanking a regular water hose, then trying to put it back in. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. Trying to put I'm like, I don't have time for all that. I don't. So I went on Amazon. I went because I ordered this hose link back in 2024. So I've had it for 2 years. I went back and I ordered the same exact one because it's like 130 feet. I could take it all over the yard. But the good thing is this one will probably last longer because now I have drip irrigation. And so I'm only going out there to water like a couple of things, you know, that's it. He said, I ran my lawnmower over one of my water hoses. I'm worried about that because my landscaper was out there today and I have everything hooked up and they're mowing the lawn and I'm like, Lord, please don't run over my water hoses out there. I need my hoses. I need my hoses. So that's something else I worry about too. But I used to have like a orange water hose, a backup. I don't know where it is. So I should still probably buy just like a regular 75, 50 foot water hose just to have a backup. But I went ahead and ordered that. Mine is called a Gladney Holden or whatever hose reel because I just want to snap that thing and it pop back and I go, I'm I am clumsy. I will trip over things. I've already tripped over the hoses that are out there connected to the drip system in my green stocks a couple of times. I would just leave the hose out and then fall and then hurt myself and nobody would know I'm out there. So I need a hose reel. So number 3, I wish I could have did this before I went out on surgery, and that is make sure all my clutter is cleared away. And I'm finally getting to a point where my knee is really healing and I can do it. But yeah, I need to get out there. I need to clean out the clutter under my covered patio because I used to clean out the covered patio right before it got hot, put the pillows on the furniture and all that. I haven't done that in 2 years. I need to clean out boxes. I have so much clutter. And when you have clutter, things like rodents and other animals, just like I had those cats, they can hide. So I really need to clean out the clutter. Yeah. But I mean, and it's just easy to clutter up your yard. I don't want the junky yard. I don't want the junky yard. And if you recall, Mike, there was supposed to be a person that was supposed to help me, and they was going through something, and when somebody else is going through something, they just flake. Hi, Cassandra. Welcome to the live. The dude he was having issues, and he just flaked, and I don't have time for that, but I really needed the help, right? And so I didn't get the help that I needed. So that's one thing. Make sure, add that to the list. Make sure if you need help from somebody, make sure it's somebody that you can count on. And there are some people that have come through for me, checking up on us. My mother fell. Neither one of these neighbors helped. They haven't checked in. No one's really been seeing me driving. None of these neighbors next door to me have said anything like, is something going on? Text me, nothing. But one of my mother's dialysis nurses lives down the street, and he comes and he takes out our trash and he brings it in, especially since she fell. And there are other people, like I have a friend, because I'm not supposed to be driving. So you don't want bad energy. Exactly. I don't want bad energy helping me. And that's what was going on with this dude. He was bad energy. And I'm not the type of person that likes to ask for help. But if I ask you for help, it's because I need help. I'm my mother's caregiver. I'm about to go out on knee surgery. I'm like, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And you're flaking and you giving me excuses. Like one day he was out in the yard and he has plantar fasciitis. I'm indecisive with the junkie yard. There's pros and cons. True, your stuff is out there, but mine is so junky I can't find stuff. But one day he was out there, and I guess his heel or his whatever in his foot was hurting. Now, mind you, I'm having knee surgery. Both my knees are messed up. My lower back hurt. Got foot problems. I've been going to the podiatrist. I have all kind of stuff going on. And I'm standing there in the yard, and he's screaming, oh, my foot. And I'm just looking at him like this. I just gave him just a stagnant look. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Along with just menopause and other female issues. And I'm out here in this garden doing stuff, trying to grow food, and you complaining about your foot. Man, if you don't get up out my face. I was like, and he's a nice person. I was just like, he said, oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you. But I'm like, right now is not I'm not feeling your needs. I'm feeling what I need from you right now. So yeah, that's beside the point. But I'm having a friend take me. I have 3 doctor's appointments tomorrow, and I'm having a friend that's going to take me and my mom to all of those. And of course, I give them gas money, and we'll stop somewhere and eat, lunch, because living in California, the way gas prices are, I can't ask somebody to just take me somewhere for free. To me, that's not an option. You're going out of your way to help me, so I'm going to give you some gas money and I'm going to feed you. So that's just me. But back to the cluttered yard. Yes, I need to declutter the yard, and I need to see what I need and what I don't need. I need to get rid of a lot of junk. And I know once or twice a year you can contact your waste management people, and they can put a dumpster out there. And that's probably what I'm going to do. Contact them, and just all the stuff I want to throw away, put it on the side of the house. Contact them. When can they drop the dumpster off, and just start throwing stuff in there? Because my office is cluttered since I've been working from home 5 days a week. I try to get in my office a little early, clean stuff up. I'm getting this office cleaned up because I need to clean it up. I need to declutter. I need to declutter the whole house. And so I'm just kind of taking my time in doing that. So back to the list. Declutter. Try to get rid of stuff you don't need so that you can actually spend money and replace it with stuff that you do need. So I think that's something I would do differently. Number 4, make sure all of my gardening and chicken supplies are more readily available. So right now, number 1 was the knee thing. I had knee surgery. Number 2, I was not able, I have a whole bunch of sweet potato slips out there. I'm not able to plant them because I'm out of soil. I have 1 bag of soil. And so I was on the New Orleans Gardeners Live yesterday. As you all know, she goes live Tuesdays and Sundays. And so I'm like, what can I do with these slips? And she's like, her and the OCDish chick was like, oh, make them like house plants. Just put them in small planters. So that's what I'm going to try to do this weekend, is to just replant them, because I don't want to lose the slips. I wish I should have had them in the soil, but I just didn't have time between me trying to prepare the garden beds, trying to get the chicken stuff ready before the surgery. And then I was dealing with a person that wasn't really helping me the way they should. I was putting more stress on me. I did not get my sweet potato slips in the ground. So therefore, I'm not going to have any sweet potatoes or potatoes. I didn't get my sweet potatoes or potatoes in the ground this season. So I'm not very happy about that. But you know what? You live and you learn, and you move on. So that's what I put on here. Make sure I'm stocked up. I was stocked up on my chicken food, and I have a friend who has chickens at her house, and she would come down every other day just to check on my chickens. And I have an automatic waterer. So when the chickens are drinking and it goes down, a pump just pumps more water into there. So I don't worry about them with their water this season. Thank goodness. And if that thing goes out, I'm going on Amazon and I'm ordering another one, because that has been a life saver. Hey, Biant, how you doing? That waterer has been a lifesaver. I would always have to take out the waterers out of the chicken cage and deep clean them and bleach them, do all kind of stuff. And during the week, I would just bring the hose. I would have to have my hose reel, bring the hose into the cage and water it. Now my hose reel is is broke. So I made sure I had enough chicken food. My lettuce has all gone to seed, but that doesn't mean anything. I just chopped down a couple of bars of lettuce and I put in there with the chickens and they go crazy over it. So the chickens were cool, but my soil, I ran out of soil and then I just ran out of time. So yeah, just make sure you're stocked up on all your supplies, and that's something else I would do better for next summer. Number 5, I would do better succession planting, especially with my cucumbers. I don't know what it is with me and cucumbers. I started gardening in 2019, and the first 2-3 seasons I did good. The last couple of years, I'm gonna say the last 3 years, my cucumbers have sucked. Like, I get aphids on them right away. I have marigolds. I have all kind of stuff in the garden bed, and they just suck. So this Saturday, I'm gonna take out all of those cucumber plants, and Dave Corey with Crop, he said for me to go ahead and soak my seeds. So I'm gonna soak them like 24 hours before I put them in the bed, and I'm gonna put them in their garden bed because it stays warm in California through October, like up to October. So I still have time to grow some more cucumbers, because I like to pickle my cucumbers. I have not been able to pickle cucumbers in the last few years. So I got to try to get something with the cucumbers. Peppers, eggplants. I would succession plant. Right now, my eggplants and my peppers are in a garden bed where I had root knot nematodes, and I poured a solution in there so the plants are surviving. But I have like 1 or 2 peppers, but they're just kind of like stumped right now. So I think when it starts getting cooler, I'm going to go ahead and buy some more beneficial nematodes, like 2 more packs of those. And I'm going to pour it in there. Like if they say it's going to rain, I'm going to pour that stuff, the beneficial nematodes, in that garden bed. And then it's going to rain, because they say that the soil has to stay wet for about a good 2 weeks so that the beneficial nematodes can move around and multiply and get rid of the bad ones. So I'm gonna try that. I think I did okay. Like I poured them in there before, but it was starting to get warm and I wasn't able to keep the bed wet as it should. So I'm gonna try again in the fall, because the bed this year, my long bed in the back of my garden where I have the peppers and the eggplants and stuff, I usually like putting my tomatoes there because it's a lot more room and I can move around and do what I got to do. Right now, my tomatoes are in a smaller bed next to my lady shed, and it's working. The tomatoes are growing. I'm getting, mortgage lifters and all that, but I like to have a little bit more space where I can prune easier. And today I went out there and I seen hornworm poop. Nasty green alien worm. So I will be out in the garden this Saturday early in the morning. I'm hoping I could be out there by 6 a.m. in the morning when it's still cool. Go through my tomato plants, pull out those cucumbers, plant some more seeds. My hose reel will be delivered tomorrow, so hopefully I could change that out either Thursday evening or Friday morning. Get it going, do what I got to do, and then get out of the garden before it hits excuse me, 90 degrees. So more succession planting, especially I want the cucumbers. I want my cucumbers. So more room for more succession planting. That's something else I would do differently. Fertilizing my garden more. That is number 6. I've only fertilized my garden once, and that was because of the surgery. I was finally able to get out there, use the super juice, take my time, and fertilize. And I was going to do it this weekend, and I am, as soon as I get that new hose reel, because now I can't even water by hand. I do have some water in my shed that has from my dehumidifiers that I can pour on some of the plants out there, but I really need my hose reel because that's another way for me to deep water. So there's a couple of plants out there kind of suffering. And right now at my chicken coop, my automatic waterer, hey, that's my Art. How you doing? It's kind of leaking. So I have a bucket and I put the hose there and I've been collecting water and dumping it. That was in my video today, turning lemons into lemonade. So fertilizing the garden. I will be doing some more of that. Maintaining my garden again. That was part of the succession planting. A few weeks ago, I did get to my tomato bed and was, cutting and trimming and stuff. Why don't you guys put in the chat what other things would you do differently for your summer garden? I want to hear from you guys. What would you do differently? Better planning and strategizing. Oh goodness. I had a plan, right? And this person was supposed to help me, and it didn't work out, but I was able to get out and do stuff that I needed to do. And I think 2 days before, because I got the surgery on Tuesday, June 23rd. That Sunday, I was finally planting stuff in the soil, like my watermelons. I went to the nursery and I just got some. I was like, I need some melons. So I got 6 sugar baby plants, and then I had got 6 honeydew, but only 3 of them. I only planted 3 of the honeydew because those are the only ones that looked okay. And I put them in a garden bed with the drip system, which is good. They're growing fabulously. But here's the thing about the drip system. When you have watermelons, when they're close to being done growing, you want to stop watering. Plant less tomatoes and focus on other areas in the garden. Really? Less tomatoes? Well, I get it. For me, I will plant between 10 to 15 tomato plants every year because I use those tomatoes. I make tomato sauce. I make salsa. I make verde, the salsa verde, the green salsa, because I got 2 giant green tomato plants. I take just regular tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, because my mother makes chilies and soups. I am a tomato buff, but if you don't use tomatoes like that, I will see why you would focus on less tomatoes and other stuff in the area. So I understand that. But just for me, I'm trying to grow as many tomatoes as possible. But back to the melons. So once they get to a certain size, you stop watering them. Or I put them in the bed with the drip system because I just wanted them to stay alive. And they're being watered consistently. So they're being watered at 5:30 in the morning for 15 minutes and at 8:30 at night for 15 minutes. So the plants are actually doing better than what they usually would if I were to plant them in a container and just go out there and hand water them. They would probably be dead and I would have little watermelons. So that's the good part. I'm just hoping when I do harvest them that they are going to be sweet and not super watery. So, but I can understand the tomatoes. What else would you plant? What other areas do you want to concentrate on? That's my art, other than the tomatoes. And he said, I get tomatoes galore, different varieties, easy. Yes. I have mortgage lifter. I love the mortgage lifter. I have Romas. I always plant giant green tomatoes. I also have brown sugar. So I only did 4. Sometimes I do 6 or 8 varieties, but this year I only did 4, and I did like 2 to 3 plants of each variety. That's my art. She said, oh, I have 39 plants. Ooh, that's a lot of plants. And I plan on doing more tomato sauce. That's a lot. I thought one year, I think I did 20. I think I did 20 plants. And I thought that was enough. And I had to tell myself, Precious, you need to stop. So now what I try to do is have at least 2 a berry plant, 2 giant green, 2 mortgage lifter. I did an extra mortgage lifter. I did, I always try to do 4 Romas, and I always end up with 3. Like, one always dies off. So this year I went and planted like 2 or 3 more Romas. So those are doing okay. My giant green tomatoes, they always do well. So I have 2 of those. Brown sugar, this is my 2nd year doing brown sugar, and I think I expected them to be a little bit more bigger. But this year I have a lot of tomatoes on them, which I'm happy about. But last year I planted them in that big garden bed in the back that had the root knot nematode. So a lot of my stuff did not do well. But this year they're doing okay. So we're going to see how that brown sugar tomato turns out. You said I would have wanted more green beans and bell peppers. Girl. Yes. I wanted more the sweet beans, sweet peas, sweet whatever you call them. The sweet beans, the ones I'm talking about. And my peppers. My mother cooks with bell peppers. This is the 2nd year. Bell peppers not doing good. Eggplants not doing good. So we gonna figure something out with that garden bed, because I'm gonna get rid of them root knot nematodes. That's a lot of soil to throw away. Beefsteak and cherry is my favorite. Cherry tomatoes are not my favorite. I grew them last year and probably again because of the root knot nematode issue. They didn't do that well. But cherry tomatoes have never been my favorite. I love slicer tomatoes. I like Romas. Like when I'm doing a salad, I like Romas, and I like having a paste tomato to make my sauces and stuff. But cherry tomato has never been a favorite of mine, and I'm trying to make myself like them. I thought I would like them when I grew them myself, but no, I'm still not there. I might try some next year, but not this year. You did 51 plants last year. You said, and I thought I had done 50. Ooh, that's a lot of plants. So your entire yard was full of tomato plants. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. So you're in Florida. So everything you can, I mean, even if I don't even know if you tried to put shade cloth, if it would work. Florida is like you being in like Palm Springs out here. Like it's going to be 103, 104 on Saturday. In Palm Springs, which is literally 30 minutes from me, it's going to be like 120 degrees. So, there are some gardeners I know in Arizona. One is called Growing in the Garden. She actually has poles and built-in shade things, and she does very well she's called Growing in the Garden. She has a very good channel, and I say check her out. She's in Arizona, and she has like some permanent like shade things up. I say check her out. But I know a lot of people don't grow in Florida in the summertime. So Florida is compared to our desert. In Palm Springs, they're growing tomatoes in my fall, so Palm Springs is probably like zone 11, 12, 13. So, but they're growing like the tomatoes, the peppers, and all that. When summer comes, they're not really growing a lot of anything out there because it's just too hot. Everything dies. It doesn't matter how much you water it. It doesn't matter what you do. It's too hot. And Arizona is a desert. So I say check out Growing in the Garden because she grows everything in her yard. I say check her out. Mike said, a few of my peppers and tomatoes got well, really? Well, you guys have had hot weather, but I'm shocked. Aren't you in like zone 4 or 5? Wow. Wow, you said typically not. Yeah, that's typically. You don't usually get. I mean, you have a fig tree in hydroponics, and so I'm shocked. I'm shocked that happened to you. Huh. Interesting. I do have a pepper out there that's sun scald, and she's kind of tiny, but I think I'm gonna go pull her. And I got a Roma tomato that ripened. I got that in those 3 cucumbers. Oh, you did install the shade cloth and it's working. Good. Yeah. So, but that's good that you can grow in Florida. There's what is this one guy? I have to find his name, but him and his wife used to live in the South, and then they moved. Hollis and Nancy. They moved to they have a YouTube channel. They moved to Florida, and he has like acres of land. He almost has like a baseball field, and he had to adjust to growing out there. I think he moved out there because his son moved out there because he used to do so good in the state that he was in. I mean, he would go fishing. I love Hollis and Nancy. So, but that's good that you're able to grow in the shade. You got some shade cloth out there and it's working. That's good. Okay, so let me go on to number 8. Oh no, I already said that. Better planning and strategizing. Number 9, having a better garden carry kit. This is something else I learned from Callie Kim. So she has like a Home Depot bucket or a Lowe's bucket, and she has clips and she has gloves and she has all this stuff. And I'm like, that is awesome. However, I don't want to carry a bucket around in the yard. So yeah, I like them also. Yeah, Hollis and Nancy is good. I like Hollis and Nancy. So, of course, I found a couple of little garden kits because I want something you could carry like a purse. So I went on Amazon and I started until payday, whenever my direct deposit comes in, and I'm going to get it because I have all this stuff in my hand, and I should have did this a long time ago. Just have my little gardening kit. Like Callie Kim has she has tape on there. She has a sock to get rid of aphids. She has all kind of stuff, but that's smart. You know, she's thinking smart, and she carries that around her. She has her nippers. She has clips if she needs to clip. She has ties if she needs to tie. I don't know why I didn't do that before, but I'm gonna start doing that, and I might buy 2. You know, I don't know, just to have one in case I break, because like I'm hard on my toys, like I just said. So yeah, Hollis and Nancy is good, but Callie Kim. I learned so much from everybody. That's number 1. But I really love Homestead Heart because, like, excuse me, have a little GERD. That woman is out there. I mean, her Mr. H, he helps her a lot, but she's out there with the chickens, the turkeys, the ducks. They're looking for a cow. She's literally everything they grow, she's canning it, she's preserving it. She's just awesome. Callie Kim, actually, her and her husband live in Ventura, California, which is probably like 100 miles away from me. She's been on YouTube probably about whenever YouTube started, and she's in that garden all the time, and she's just getting stuff done. And her yard is not miraculously big. She's not on acres of land, but her and her husband, like, they got it together. And then the New Orleans gardener, she learned from her family years ago, and she's out there every day. Like, she's my idol. She is out there every day pulling from her garden and cooking from her garden. And she can tell you, all three of these women can tell you what's in and out and what's up and down. And I love that. And they're not egotistical, and they're sharing everything. And all three of them do lives all the time. Callie Kim and Homestead Heart come on Mondays. Callie Kim comes on at lunchtime around 12 o'clock and does a Monday live. And then Homestead Heart is usually around 4 o'clock on Mondays, but she came on yesterday. And of course, the New Orleans Gardener comes on Sundays at 5 and on Tuesdays at 5. And sometimes she does Thursday. She does a member. So, I'm going to push for our garden community. If I see something that's positive and that you can learn from them and they're willing to give freely, I'm going to let you know the channel. So Hollis and Nancy, the New Orleans Gardener, Callie Kim, Homestead Heart, Growing in the Garden, because she's a good channel if you live in hot conditions like me and Rob and who else? People that are in Texas in desert conditions. Oh my God, she's excellent. I tip my hats off to these people that, because they're doing such a good job. So again, back to this, a carry kit, a gardening carry kit that I will go around. I could put my seeds in there. You guys see me with my apron and I got seeds here or whatever. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner. So I get all my seeds, put them in a little bag, and then walk around the garden with them. So as soon as I get that kit, hopefully I can order it tomorrow. I'm going to let you guys see it. Okay. Did that. Da-da-da. Number 11 is preserve more food. That's my art say. Yes, I learned a lot from Mrs. H. She got me interested in canning and preservation. She said, okay, they changed their live to Tuesday at 7:30. So did they change it permanently to Tuesday at 7:30 their time, which would probably be about 4 o'clock my time, or was it just for this week? Because I was like, oh, they're on tonight, and I caught like the end of it. If so, I'm trying to think, because right now I'm working from home 5 days a week, but when I go back to work, I'll be getting on the freeway by the time they start, so I could at least turn them on in the car and listen. And that's something else I do when I see people in our community going live. I try to support our people. Sometimes I might have you on the TV, I might have you on the computer, and I might have you on the phone. That's 3 ways I'm listening to you. It helps your analytics, right? So, but let me know if that's permanent, if they're going to be on Tuesday, so that way I can catch them. Like today, Hands in the Dirt, Bougie, and Nikki were on. They're on every Wednesday for Wind Down Wednesday. And I get off at 5, but I'm sitting on Wednesdays. I work from home anyway. So I'm sitting here on my work computer, and then I have my personal computer over here, and I'm listening and I'm working and doing whatever. Okay, she says, I think she changed it permanently to give Mr. H a chance to get home. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to check out their channel. Maybe they have a post or something, and I could check it out. That's something I like to support people. Support Mike Chaotix Gardner and GT. Now GT is in Alaska and he comes on. He does lives a lot later, and sometime I done already took my happy pill and I'm going to sleep. But if I catch him, like I'll log in real quick on my phone. I'm laying there and I'm like, "Hey, bro," and then I go to sleep. Because sometimes I got to get up early in the morning. But I love when I see Mike and GT do lives together because it really helps people in their grow zone, their hydroponics. Their Mike has fig trees growing in his house. Yes, Mike, I'm giving you your props. And I'm happy that you and GT collaborate. And is it Miss Shirt? No, it's G Mama and G Mama, because you guys are in those colder grow zones and people get to see you. I shout people out when I see them. You guys are doing such a good job. Mike and his new friends. Oh, so Mike, okay, I gotta check. I saw your tomato challenge update, but are the raccoons your friends, or are they your like frenemies? What's going on? Okay, so G Mama and you grow row. Okay, so I love when you collaborate, like me and Pesc. I didn't know what grow zone Pescatarian was in. We're in the same grow zone. If she's just in another state. Also, we're also Jehovah Witnesses, so we also have that in common. Jay is my brother from another mother. I love me some juicing with Jay, and I love me some Cali homesteading with Pooh Bear. Yes, thank you. The tomato challenge. Hashtag Presh and Pest Tomato Challenge 2026. So it's a family of 5 raccoons. Okay. I gotta go check this out. I saw the squirrel was hot on your porch. Was that the place that they saw that they got shade was on your porch, Mike? Because that squirrel was laid out. was was laid out. I was like, look at this squirrel. The squirrel was like, I ain't playing. He was like, this is my hey, I'm a squirrel. This is my world. This is what it's about. But let me finish this list, which is preserving more food. I got a baby possum I'm obsessed with. It's crazy cute. Be careful because possums, I know that they're friend. I know they're not foe. I know that they're friend and they kill a lot of things. But for some reason, they also tend to carry a lot of fleas and ticks. That's what I heard about them. So be very careful with possums. Very, very careful. They will put fleas and everything in your yard. she said, she said, Mike got a zoo. Mike, wait a minute. Didn't you have some turkeys recently? Some wild turkeys coming to your yard? I think he said, "Oh, I'm not." Oh, he said, "Oh, I'm not touching it." Yeah, yeah. I don't touch it. Stay away from it. Let the squirrels and the raccoons do what they. Yeah, you got a yard full of stuff going on. Right now, my watermelon plants, they have grown all over the place because they're getting watered regularly, and I'd be kind of scared to walk over over there. I'm like, what's hiding in here? And then I look and I see watermelons. Oh my God. Okay. Turkeys, ducks, pheasants. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, it's a school behind me. It's a school in the street behind me. So I don't know how you do it. Mm-mm. I don't know how you do it. Woo, that's a lot, Mike. That and turkeys, ducks. The bigger the bird, I say the worse. One year I went to Tractor Supply and they were selling geese. So they had chickens, they had ducks, And then they had geese. And I questioned him. I said, why are you selling geese? He said, only thing I've not had is a fox or a porcupine. How about, well, everybody got skunks. We got skunks out here. Thank goodness. No fox or porcupine. But they were selling geese. I said, the bigger the bird, the messier they are. Chickens is as big as, I don't care if I own acres of land. Chickens is as big as I will get. Now, if I had a pond and wild ducks wanted to land in that pond, go be it. But I'm not trying to domesticate no ducks. Nasty. And even the guy that was at Tractor Supply, he said, I don't know why they had geese. He said, we have to clean that thing out. He said, because they're nasty. They were so cute. The ducks, they're so cute when they little, but when they grow up, they are nasty. And the bigger the bird, the less you can domesticate them. He said, seen a skunk, but never came to my yard. Probably because you got porcupines, raccoons, possums, squirrels. You said smelled it. Oh, and you think the cat fought it. Yeah. The cat's going to be like, I don't care if you stink. It's about to go down. Like, this is my yard. I've been spraying. It's about to go down. Yeah, that's skunkers. He was like, nah. And your squirrels too, and your porcupine, and probably your ducks and your pheasants. They like, nah, skunk, go over there. We ain't got time for your funk. You going on over here? Oh my God, Mike, you got a lot going on in that yard. So tell me, what else would you guys do differently? I'm trying to think. I wish I would have put the drip system in a year ago. Now that I have it, I'm like, oh my God, I should have did this a couple of years ago. I shouldn't have waited, So I think I would have did that. Let me see. I'm trying to think of anything else. Looking at this list, definitely want to preserve food. I have a dehydrator. Of course, I can food. I'm trying to think if there's anything else differently I would do. I don't know. I think, excuse me, I think that is about it. As far as what else I would do in the garden. I know this past year and a half, I mean, you always have to be leery of people, but I am very leery of who I can count on now and who I ask anything from. You guys know I used to count on Marcos. I cannot count on him anymore. That's a whole nother story. I don't know what me or my mother did. I'm very actually kind of quiet. It's just me and my mom in my garden. And sometimes when my family comes to visit, and he just started acting very weird. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, man, because Mike, because I literally we don't bother anybody, So, it's just me and my mom here, but I have friends, excuse me, away from here. But it's sad that we've been literally living next door to each other for 10 years. 10 years. Me and my mom were the first ones that moved here. Then Marcos and his family moved in. Yes, if I had money, I would do all the things to preserve food. I would get what do you call it? So I have a dehydrator, but what's that other big machine that you use to dehydrate food? And then you can rehydrate it. I forget what you call that machine. I see them on sale at Tractor Supply all the time. Freeze dryer. Freeze dryer. Thank you, Mike. Freeze dryer. I would get a freeze dryer. But it's just me and my mom, and I'm doing okay with me just using my dehydrator, right? Right now. this year I did something different. I was proud of. Me and my friends went in on a cow. We went on a cow twice. I purchased 1/4 of a cow twice. And I'm telling y'all, that was the best meat I have ever eaten. In fact, I think I'm going to talk my mom into making a roast, pull a roast out of out of that freezer, and making a roast this weekend. Yes, I mean, did it cost money up front? Yes, but I don't trust the meat in the store. And next year, me and my friend decided we're going to do the cow again, but we're also going to get some chicken and we're going to get pig. And we've been going to a farmer in Texas, and she's going to go get it. I'm going to give her the money. She's going to go get it, and I pick it up from her. My mother, I think it was, okay, so July 4th. What day was July 4th? Because that was my birthday. Was July 4th on a Saturday this year? I think it was on a Saturday. So sad. Yeah, it was on a Saturday. So on July 2nd, my mom went to the store and she got some, like a pack of leg or thighs or whatever. I was like, well, why did you buy chicken? We have chicken. She was like, I didn't feel like defrosting it, so she went and got chicken. And she was like, what do you want? Because we really don't celebrate birthdays. There's a lot of things Jehovah Witness, like we don't celebrate man-made holidays or whatever. But mom was like, what do you want? I said, of course I don't want a cake, but I wanted her peach cobbler. So she was like, oh. So she wanted to make barbecue chicken. And I think she made some baked beans. I didn't want any mac and cheese and peach cobbler. And she made homemade coleslaw because she likes making her own homemade coleslaw and something else. And when she took out the chicken, because we have a freezer and a whole refrigerator in the garage, and my mother's bedroom is right next to the garage. In my bedroom, I have the master because it's my house is in the front. And she said, I smelled that the chicken was bad. She was like, what is that smell? She went to the garage. That chicken was bad. She had just bought that chicken. She said she picked it up and looked, and it was slimy, and she just threw it out. I said, now you guys know I do recall videos, and my mom watches my recall videos. And I was like, why didn't you take it back? She said, I had threw out the receipt. And she said, I didn't want to go back to the store. She said, I just didn't want to. Yeah. Bad meat. So good thing is we have a lot of meat. So I said, Mom, I didn't really need those thighs. I said, you could pull out any meat. So she got like party wings. We go to Costco. She got like packs of party wings. Yes, it was so sad. Packs of party wings, and she barbecued that. And we had everything. That peach cobbler was so good. That peach cobbler was gone. But she was like, I'm just so mad, because most of the time my mom listens to me, but sometimes she'd be like, I'm just gonna go and get this. So now she's like, I am not buying no more meat from that store. So when I'm able to drive, we're gonna take a ride out to Del Mar and go to this place called the Butchery. There are about 4 or 5 of these places called the Butchery. It's a butchery, and it's also a deli. So you can like order a sandwich and they'll cut the meat right then and there and make it. So I said, we'll go there and we'll get some chicken or whatever until my friend can get back. That's my favorite dessert. Peach cobbler. Yeah. My mother makes it good too. And until my friend can get back to Texas and get us some more meat. So I'm just very finicky when it comes to meat. And I smelled it, because when I came out of my room, I was like, what is that nasty meat? She was like, I'm so mad. And the meat was in the refrigerator in the garage. And at first my mom was like, Precious just bought this refrigerator. It was my new refrigerator in the garage because the old one had gone out. And she was like, no, the refrigerator's cold. The meat went bad. I said, Mom, you should have. She said, I just didn't want to smell it. And she double bagged it and she threw it out. I was like, oh. And she said, well, maybe I should go to the counter and have them. I was like, no, it's no different. I said that same meat they're supposedly cutting when you go to the regular market and they pack it and they put it. I said it's the same. I said it's no different. I said it's still gonna be bad. So yeah, I'm just picky when it comes to my food. Not that I eat perfect every day. Nobody's gonna eat perfect 100% of the time, but when it comes to food that we're buying and we're putting in the house to be cooked later on, I'm picky about it. And that's why I'm looking at 10 things I would do differently in the garden. I would try to do better with my pepper and eggplants, because I do like frying me up some eggplant, having me some eggplant parmesan and stuff like that. So I really got to get that garden bed together for next season, because they repack old meat in front of you. They don't exactly. My mom said, "Well, maybe I should go." I was like, "No." I was like, "No." Mm-mm. I said it's still the same old meat. I know Led Farmer did a video years ago, and he was saying I used to work at the store, and they use meat glue, and they glue the meat together, and they don't care about us. Our food supply is straight trash. It is straight trash. I think about I don't know if it was the late 80s or early 90s when Oprah had said something about how she was never going to eat beef again. And then the cattle ranchers in Texas sued her for what she said. And I wonder if she thinks about that now, because I'm telling you, I'm getting my meat I'm getting my meat from Texas. I'm getting my meat from Texas. Yeah, yeah, man. And I've been saying for years, I remember when I was a little girl, I remember, yeah, she did win. She did win. But I remember when the Challenger exploded, and I remember when they cloned the first sheep, Dolly. I think she told the truth. She did. She told the truth. A lot of people act like they don't remember when they finally told that they cloned that sheep. It was all over the news. And most likely they had already been cloning animals a few decades before the 80s. They just now telling us, just like mainframe computers and stuff. I'm sure the government was already using all that stuff decades before they gave it out to the public. And when I was a little girl, I said, so they cloning everything. I knew it then. I knew it. But when you grow up poor, you kind of put things out of your head because you do things on a daily basis just to survive. And so my mom was couponing and buying food at the market, and I'm like, that's good enough. I grew eggplants because a friend wanted them. Now I have all these eggplants and don't know anyone who eats them. If I was near you, I would come and get them. The only thing about eggplants is that you really can't preserve them. That's the thing that sucks. So every year I have a dilemma about how many plants I should grow, because if they grow good, you getting a whole bunch of eggplants off of one plant, off of one. That's the only thing about them. Yeah, it's not hard. Put DNA in an unfertilized embryo. There you go. I've been saying for decades that we have been eating cloned meat. Now, at this point, it's not even real meat. And I had posted, I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook, and one of my brothers responded. He said, I never thought about it. I said, how are they selling billions and billions served daily? How are you serving that many burgers daily? Dice the eggplant and put it in a stew. That's one way. That's one way to do it. Like there's no way. There's no way you can reproduce a cow that fast. Okay, so me and my friends, we went in on the cow. We each got a fourth. Twice. That is not enough. That 1/4 or that one cow is not enough to feed millions and billions and billions of people daily. And not all of the cow can be ground beef. You got chuck roast, you got tail roast, you got oxtails. Some of it can be ground. You got legs. You have not every part. I mean, I guess you could ground every part of the cow, but every part of the cow is not meant to be ground into meat. Then you have a hanging weight. My friend went down the rabbit hole when we started getting cows. Hanging weight is when they take off the head and the hooves and it hangs to make the meat more tender. And that's how you get the actual weight of the cow. And the cow has to, yeah, that's another thing. When you process the cow got to be hung for 10 to 14 days. So how are they processing burgers, billions and billions served a day? It's impossible. It's impossible to do that. Well, they will not be coming back to my garden. I don't like eggplants. Oh, you don't even like fried eggplant? The first time I tasted eggplant parmesan, that put me on the eggplant. And then when I grew my own, and I found out how, because if you get like Black Beauty, they have these little seeds in them. And what you have to do, you have to slice them and you got to put a little salt on them, just a little, and then because the seeds have a bitterness, and let that bitterness come out of the eggplant. Then you coat them and you pat them dry with the paper towel. Then you coat them in your egg and crumble mixture, and then you fry them. And my mother was like, I don't like eggplants. And I did that. And I had took out these little cups and I put my homemade marinara sauce. And my mother was in that kitchen tearing up them eggplants. Oh, what is this? And I was like, eggplant. My mother tells me she don't like kale. I go out there and I get my kale and my lettuce and I clean it and I mix it. She'd be like, oh, this lettuce is so good. I was like, that's kale. And she's like, what? And I'm like, that's kale. And I usually grow the short blue curly kale. And she said, well, I guess I like kale. I said, I guess you do. I guess you do. There's so many ways you could cook eggplant, but generally speaking, I like it fried with some sauce. I'm not a big okra person. But when I grow my own okra, that's something else I didn't grow this year. Clean it, cut it, fry it. Kale is good. Kale is good, but I don't like that. My mother's like a kid. I don't like that. I don't like that. So I'm like, okay. So when she said kale, I said, you're eating kale. And she said, well, as long as you don't tell me and I eat it and I like it, then I'll eat it. She is the biggest kid. She's the biggest kid. Same thing with eggplant. She was like, what are you cooking? And she was in there. I was like, could you not eat all my eggplant, please? And she was like, but this is so good. And she's just dipping and she's just eating. And I'm like, now you eating eggplant. I like most things in stews. That's good. My mother is a big soup person too. And she makes a lot of her own stews and soups and stuff. But I think I'm going to tell her tonight before she go to bed, Mom, I think I want to roast. I want to roast over some rice with some veggies, because my mother's roasts are so good. They are so good. And she uses a lot of broth. She doesn't. Back in the day, my mother used to use a lot of seasoning salt. She doesn't hardly use seasoning salt anymore. She uses a lot more different herbs. I like okra and stews, no slime. That's the only thing about okra, is that slime, man. Is that slime. It's like, I can't do it. You have to fry out the slime for me. Hey, GT, how you doing? It's good to see you. It is good to see you. I was just talking about you and Mike, and how I like how you guys come together with G Mama and You Grow Row. Fried makes most things. Yeah. Fried makes it better. Get that slime out of there for me. for me. But there's a lot of other things like my tomatoes. Well, actually, I'm gonna have me some fried green tomatoes since I got some big old green tomato plants back there. You at work playing bingo. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes. Yes. I was just talking about you and Mike and how you guys collaborate because of your grow zones, and I just love it. And I was saying usually you'll come on late. Like I've already taken my happy pill and go to bed, and I'll catch you and I'm like, hey bro, and then I go to sleep because you kind of be on too too late for me. Question, GT. Because I know in Alaska half the year is light all day and half the year is dark. So it'll be 9 o'clock at night here. So are you in the part of the year where it's light all day up there in Alaska? Because my uncle lived in Alaska when I was a little girl. He lived up there for about a couple of years. He said, "LOL." Is it light all day? Okay, see, I ain't crazy. I knew because I said GT must be in that part of the year where it's light all day. So is it? So half the year it's light all day, and then half a year it's dark because of the way the Earth tilts away from the sun. It's super bright. So what time is it right now? But you're in the same time zone as me, right? Cause or are you behind me? Oh, you're in the same. See, because it is dark. It is dark. So it's super bright right now. Okay, got you. It's 7. Okay, so you're an hour behind me. Okay. That's what I thought. I said GT is over here on the West Coast. So I'm like, why is it light outside? And I thought about it and I'm like, oh my God, Alaska half the year it's light and the other half is dark because my uncle would have to have those curtains, blackout curtains to keep the sun out. So he would go to sleep. And then you waking up like you like, oh, I'm going to bed. It's 10 o'clock at night and the sun is bright. I would be so I would be so out of it. I'll be like, no. Like, no, don't do that to me. 10 here, but dark since 8:45. Yeah, because you're lower. You're lower. So, but GT, the way Alaska sits and when the earth turns, so summertime, it's daylight all day. Like the sun just stays on them. And then when the earth tilts for the other half of the year, it's dark. I think that's what I can recall. I don't know everything, but I do remember that. So I have been live for an hour. Do you guys over now? You guys have any questions for me? Do you have anything else you want to share? GT, is there anything different? Well, you're at work playing bingo, so I get it. But is there anything that you would do differently in your garden for this summer? I think I'm gonna try to go live every Wednesday. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna promise. So, but is there anything that you would do differently? I'll wait for you to answer. You're playing bingo. I know you working. I get it. You're a hard working brother. You working. Anything else with you too, Mike? Beside your animals? Beside I call it Bambi's forest. Beside your Bambi's forest, would you do anything differently? I will build. Yes, GT. You should. You should build a permanent greenhouse. Oh my gosh. Yes. For me, a greenhouse, when people in California say they're building a greenhouse, I don't know why. Because greenhouses are very hot. It's going to be 100 and something degrees. How am I going to keep that greenhouse cool? It doesn't make any sense. But for you and Mike, both of you should get permanent greenhouses. Both of you. I think that would do you guys so well to do that because they stay a little warmer and you can heat them up.
You probably be able to grow more things. I think you should make that a goal. I think you should make it a goal. Get you a savings binder. Um, I would stop procrastinating and set these other raised beds up. Okay, yeah, I get the procrastination. You ain't got to tell me. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to grow this banana I got today. Put it in the greenhouse. Put it in a greenhouse, Mike. Put it in the greenhouse. Yes, and cold frames. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking cold frames. But for me it wouldn't do any good. I've heard people say, I'm going to get a greenhouse in California. Now, maybe in Northern California, because like close to the Oregon border, it may work. Like Bay Area, if you had the space, that might that might work. But down here, there's no need. There's no need for a greenhouse. There's nothing for it's too hot. Even when it's cold, it doesn't stay cold that long. I get snow, but I'll get snow for a day. It'll do a little cover, and then that's it, and then it's gone. Say, try to put up trellises, better placements. Yes. Yes, I would do that. What kind of banana, Mike? GT asks. I don't know. I gotta get it from growing out the box. You say you got it from growing out the box. Okay. Oh, you talking about hydroponic or soil for the banana. Okay. I see what you're saying, Mike. Hydroponic for the banana. You would have to have it in its own space, like maybe one of those portable greenhouses, have it growing. But bananas grow pretty big. But you got a fig tree in the house, so hey, I I say you can do it. I wish I could grow bananas, but I live in an HOA, and me growing that every year. Hey, Tag, how you doing? Uh, I wouldn't be able to do it. If I were able to move, which it ain't that easy just to go get a house in California and move outside of an HOA, I would definitely have banana plants. I'm thinking, how you pronounce that? Pebbles hydroponics. GT saying hello. True that, Mike. I'll put it in the same spot I grew the fig tree. How many fig tree do you have, Mike? Lake Lake Lake. Okay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Yes. Well, that's my art. Are you gonna try to grow less tomato plants? So the year before you had 51, and this year you had 30 mine. You have 5 fig trees in a hydroponics, Mike. Oh my goodness. Everybody just does major things. Like I get jealous sometimes. Okay, so you're down to 2. I get jealous because Mike has fig trees in the house, juicing with Jay and his dragon fruit. I tried to grow dragon fruit and I was not good at it at at all. I was not good at it. And I got rid of the dragon fruit. So I count on Jay. I think Jay just um I think Jay just sent me some dragon fruit and probably some lemons. But I wish I can grow dragon fruit, but he's so good at it and he takes his time and he goes out there and he pollinates. Even though I see bees out there pollinate them, he still goes out there and hand pollinate. I don't got time. Jay has patience. I don't have time for all that. I live in an area where there's wasps and bees and everything, and it's gonna pollinate. I don't. And he goes out there with his little paintbrush. And Precious ain't got time for all that. GTI had AI build the best plan for a permanent greenhouse, so I will be building it next year. Yes, yes. My fingers ain't never crossed that well, but yes. Fingers crossed, man. That I think that would be so good for you and Mike if each of you got a greenhouse. That would be awesome. You froze your dragon fruit tag. Okay. Yeah. When Jay send me dragon fruit, it don't get froze. It goes straight into my stomach. I'll be like, it's gone. The dragon fruit is gone. I'll be tearing it up. You say, yes, I will try to stay at 20 to 25 next year. Yeah, because 51 is a lot. 39 is a lot, but it depends on what you're doing. If your family and friends is coming over and getting tomatoes, I said, hey, go for it. I think one year I did about 20 to 21 plants, and my mom was like, what are you going to do with all those tomatoes? And I was like, can them. And I was de-skinning them, and my mother's like, you've been canning all weekend. And I was like, and look at all that spaghetti sauce we got. And she was like, that's true. I said, when I get tired, I'll just go in here, cook me some noodles and throw me some spaghetti sauce with a little meat. My spaghetti sauce? Oh, girl, yes. Yellow is the best dragon fruit I have tasted. Yellow is really good, and also yellow helps you go to the bathroom. The yellow is the one that will help you go take care of your business. But yellow is good. It is so good. Yes, indeed. I ate the entire box I got from Jay. Man, that dragon fruit, I think I did a video and I was like, I was tearing that dragon fruit up. There's somebody else who specializes in dragon fruit, and Kevin from Epic Gardener has showcased him. Whatever. To me, it's all about our brother, Cali Bro Jay. And Kevin from Epic Homestead, he's like in San Diego County. But I watch his channel sometime, but I don't pay him too much attention because he really don't be responding. I bought some of his garden beds and stuff. They're good. But if you really don't respond to me, I really don't respond to you. And I just keep it over there. I also want to learn how to preserve my harvest. Well, I know you know how to can. I think you know how to can. I thought you knew how to can. Let me see. Wife was meh on it. She's picky. The dragon fruit was good because I've gotten it from the store and I'm just kind of like, But Jay's dragon fruit actually has flavor. The ones from the store taste kind of watery to me. My tomatoes have been a complete bust. The tiny Tim from the hydroponic looks a little Frankenstein plant. I bought 3 starts. They are about 5 feet, flowering, not one tomato yet. Is it hot where you are? If it's hot, you may want to try to put some shade cloth over them because the heat will stunt the flowers. Like not much is gonna happen. Yeah, that's what the family say when you're planting your spring garden, but don't come get any thank you. So one year, one of my cousins and my aunt, they came. I gave them okra, I gave them tomatoes. They were happy to have them. And so I told my cousin last year, I was like, do you want green tomatoes? And she said no. But what I figured out is that my uncle passed, her dad passed, and I think they were going through something. And so I just let it go. And I still grow them. So if she ever wants them, if she's looking at this live, because my live is on YouTube. Oh, let me turn on. My live is on YouTube, right? I mean, Facebook right now. The tomatoes are there because she loves fried green tomatoes. And I generally started growing them for her. Tomatoes won't flower over the 90s. Yeah. Mine are flowering, but I got shade cloth over them, and I'm watering them for 15 minutes twice a day with the drip system. And I think that's what's keeping them going right now. Yellow is the answer. Yes, the yellow dragon fruit. So hot. Oh my God. It's going to be over 100. The hundreds are coming. We're going to have a whole week of hundreds, and I'm preparing for it. Tons of flowers, little fruit. Shake them. Is it tomatoes? You know, you could just shake tomato plants and they'll pollinate themselves. GT, 71 degrees here and the sun is in full. Why are you rubbing that in our face that you have ice and snow everywhere and it's 71 degrees? If you get a good breeze, it's probably a nice cool breeze because Alaska got ice. Just rub it in, GT. Just rub it in. Whatever. I want to grow sweet potatoes like Mike one day. I need to check it out because I didn't get my sweet potatoes in. I need to check it out. I also want to grow garage to have. I also want to grow my garage to have way more organizing. Got it. Got it. So, you know, Precious, I hadn't really thought about that. It's not been extremely hot. Not even in the 90s. If you have flowers on your tomato plants, go jiggle them. Because their flowers are male and female. Go just start kind of shake the plant. Go jiggle them and get you some flowers. I think tomato plants are probably the easiest to germinate. So if you get out there tomorrow, go tickle, 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 tickle. That's what I did. I just started tickling. Even though we got lots of bees, I started tickling them flowers, and I got my tomatoes growing. They flower, won't fertilize in the heat. Okay. Because LOL, oh Lord. Definitely a crew. I knew it. When I was younger, I was weird. I would be all into like geology and stuff. So if it's 71 degrees in your summer and you guys have all these ice, even though we know a lot of the glaciers are melting, you still got ice. When you get a breeze, it's hitting that ice and you're going to have a nice cool breeze. Whatever with your 71. I'm over here in the hot hundreds. Crazy high UV index this summer. Yes. 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 My tomatoes may begin to suffer from shaking tomato syndrome soon. Girl, tickle, 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 tickle. Just go out there. Tickle the flowers. Tickle, tickle, tickle. It's not like I get to brag much. That is true. You don't. You don't. Go ahead and brag about your beautiful weather up there in Alaska. Whatever. Mines are flowering without shade cloth and it's over 90 every day. Tomatoes going wild. Pick some every day. That's good. That's real good. Yeah, I have lots of pollinators. I got hummingbirds. I got bees. I went to go look at something out there and I saw a wasp and I ran because I don't want none of them suckers stinging me. I got all type of pollinators, all types. My sweet potato plants look great so far. Hopefully I'll get a good harvest. Good, good. That's my art. Ella, yeah, that was funny. Mike, do you think sweet potatoes can grow indoors? Just asking. Asked that question yesterday on Miss Linda, and they told me to plant my slips like house plants, and they'll keep on growing. And then when it's time for the new season to come, just put them outside, and then you can grow sweet potatoes. He said yes. I've seen people grow sweet potatoes in soil inside, and he said bet. In storage totes. Cool. Okay, so it's going on 8:30. I am going to go ahead and end the live. And I thank you guys so much for joining me. But yes, you can just grow slips. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to see if I have the energy next Wednesday. So I think I might try to start coming on Wednesdays around 6:30. 7 o'clock. And if you can join me, that'll be great. And hopefully we can have some interesting conversations about everything. But it's getting late And you guys, some of you guys are on the East Coast, and I know you're getting tired. You guys are welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you joining. And please pass it on so people can look at the replay. So as I always say, please find peace within yourself, and please be peaceable with everyone around you. I love you all, and stay cool. Stay cool. Bye, you guys.